So let's just kind of get a start on this. Something is wrong with global snow production, and you've been selected to take a look. The elves have been given you a map. On it, they have used stars to mark the top 50 locations that are likely to be having problems. You've been doing this long enough to know that to restore snow operations, you need to check all 50 stars by December 25th. So these problems have a lot of lore with them, which is really cool. You get to watch kind of this story develop throughout the coding problems. Collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will be made available on each day in the advent calendars, the 1st to the 25th of the month. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Each puzzle grants 1 star. Good luck. You try to ask why you can't just use a weather machine, not powerful enough, and where they are sending you, the sky, and why your map looks mostly blank. Okay. You sure ask a lot of questions. And hang on, did you just say the sky? Of course, where do you think snow comes from? When you realize that the elves are already loading you into a trebuchet, I'm curious what this link sends you to. Please hold still, we need to strap you in. As they are making the final adjustments, they discover that their calibration document, the puzzle input, has been amended by a very young elf who is apparently just excited to show off her art skills. Good. Consequently, the elves are having trouble reading the values on the document. The newly improved calibration document consists of lines of text. Each line originally contained a specific calibration value that the elves now need to recover. On each line, the calibration value can be found by combining the first digit and the last digit in that order to form a 2-digit number. For example, so I've got 1 ABC2, PQR, 3 STU, blah 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 blah, and then trebuchet with a 7 in here. Let's see. Calibration value can be found by combining the first digit and the last digit in that order to form a. Let's see. Each line contains a specific. Okay, so in trebuchet there's only 1 digit, which is fine. I see. So if there are 2 digits, then you combine those 2 digits. In some cases, the first and the last digit is the same number. In this case, so in this calibration value, the 4 lines are 12, 38, 15, and 77. Add these together, producing 142. So we need to go through each of these text strings and extract the numbers. So this is definitely a regular expression sort of thing that people can do really easily. I am not good at regular expressions, so I'm not going to be using that, unfortunately, which would probably be the easiest way to do this. So let's start with our not paste, copy. Let's start with the short example. So we're just reading this in, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to split on the return key. That's like so. So what this is going to do is it's going to basically break up the file, because each of these text files you get from one line to the next. There's this escape character, this new line return key. So we're splitting that up. So now we have, it probably would be better if I showed you just the thing itself. Now I have a list where each entry of the list, if I can get the, there we go. Each entry of this list is the lines of this file. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to get the first and the last digit out of each of these list entries. So again, a regular expression would be the way to go, but I don't know regex, which is fine. So let's see. How do we want to do this? I've got some naive ideas. So we could do first digit, second digit, or I guess it's first and last. Was done. And then we could, let's see, so loop through each item in the list for item in X. And we could do for character, I think chars, okay. So for each character, no, we don't want to do it like that. How do we want to do this? So we could put do it this way. This is going to be a really slow way of doing it. So we could do this while not first digit flag. So basically I've created this flag thing that will kill this while loop that I'm going to create. So my goal is to say, okay, when I hit the first digit, because let me reread it, make sure. Yeah, it's the first digit and the last digit. So when I hit the first digit, I'm going to flip this flag to be true. And so then the while loop will stop. And maybe it's a little bit easier to understand if I just start it off as true. Just say while the thing is true. And then when I hit digit, then I'll switch it to false. So, and we need an index counter. So we'll say index equals 0 to start at the beginning. And then while first digit flag is true, we will say character equals item, so the item in our list, item at our index. If character, let's see, there's probably some built-in is number function. So let's just go ahead and Google that. So Python is number, is numeric. Returns true if all the characters are numeric. So maybe we could use that. So if character is numeric, is this a built-in function? Okay, so it's b dot is numeric. Then we set our flag to false. And then our first digit will be equal to item at index. Okay, and let's then print our first digit. Make sure it works. Yeah, so 1. And then we hit a infinite loop question mark. How do we hit an infinite loop? Interesting. So we grab the 1. Why did this not kill the loop? Ah, that's not working the way I expected it. Oh, duh. Need to increment my index. There we go. Okay. Okay, cool. So 1317. 1317. Cool. Perfect. All right. So then we need to do the same thing for the last digit. So going to here, we need to make index is going to be equal to the length of a string -1 question mark to get the base 0 index. So then we have that, If it is numeric, then need to add a colon. Our last digit flag equals false. We could probably have reused flags, but oh well. Item at index. And then here we are decrementing our index because we're starting at the end of the list. Oh, we should be able to get that. Okay, something is broken. Whoops, -1 needs to go on the outside of the len. We have 1, 2, 3, 8, 1, 5, 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 8, 1, 5, 7, 7. Awesome. Cool. So that's working. So then we need a sum. So total sum equals 0 because it's wanting us to add all of these 2-digit numbers together. So probably put that on the side of the for loop. That's okay. And then total sum plus equal int first digit plus no. Int there's strings right now. I want to concatenate them. I think I can concatenate strings in Python with the plus. Okay, didn't throw an error, so 142. 142. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So we grab the first digit and the last digit. So we do that by very slow process, just scanning through the string. So we look at each string in our input, scan through the string. We hit a number, we stop. We want the first digit there, and then we scan backwards through the string, and we hit a number, we stop because we wanted the last digit. Then we have our 2 digits. They're in string format, so when we add them, it actually concatenates them. So first digit, second, last digit, in juxtaposition. Turn it into an integer so we can do arithmetic on it, and then add it to our total sum. So that is hopefully working code. So then that's only the example. But we want to get this on our puzzle input, which is a much larger text file. The example is, so this is 1,000 lines versus 4. The example is just so that you can easily read and try and follow along. Hopefully. All right, so we get an answer. So 5, 4, 6, 4. Another thing is that usually the text files are unique to the individual. So my answers and your answers might be different. And we put that in, and that is the right answer. So we get a gold star. Now we continue to part 2. So each of these problems has 2 parts to them. And typically the second part is a slightly more difficult version of the first part where it adds something to it. Part 2. Your calculation is not quite right. It looks like some of the digits are actually spelled out with letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and also count as valid digits. I noticed that when I was looking at the input, and I copied it over. Equipped with this new information, you now need to find the real first and last digit on each line. For example, blah 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 blah. So here I have a 2 spelled out and the word 9 spelled out. So we'd have to account for those being digits. Here I have 8, 2, and 3. So the 8 would come first. And the 3 would be our last digit. So the pair would be 83. So our is numeric thing is going to fail for us. Let's see. So we're gonna have to rethink through. Let me make this console a lot smaller. We're gonna have to rethink through our entire solution. Don't think this is going to help too much. So we need to be able to extract entire words or digits. We could do something like check substring, things like that. But how would that? We can't just scan one character at a time. The part. Here. Could just check to see if any of these spelled out digit are inner strings. Like get like a list of, you know, these are the numerics spelled form. Check to see if those are in the string somehow. And how do we get the ordering? This is a bit trickier. I was expecting for the second part of the first day. Okay. So let's keep this up on the screen. That. I don't think I can try and split. Ask if this event aims to keep you enlarging one code, or do you make new codes for different days? It's different. Each day is different. So you really don't build code from one day to the next. The puzzles are pretty self. I think that's what you're asking. Usually you can build your solution from part 1 to part 2. And if you code it well, then it's easier to do that on a single day. But here it looks like that my part 1 solution isn't going to help much at all for my part 2 solution. I'm a bit stumped at the just thinking about this. I'm gonna have to think about it for a few minutes. So, like, I have no problems with checking to see if these words are substrings. It's figuring out which one comes first and last that I'm not sure about. I could just do like is blah in the string. So I could check to see if there are multiple. Since the words have different numbers of letters, can't do some sort of uniform number split. The other thing is that some words, there's an overlap in some cases. Like here, the T from the back of the 8, the same as this T from the beginning of the 2. That's also a problem. But if this 3 wasn't here, I think this 8-2 combination would be valid, where it would be, the answer for this line would be 82. Let's start toying around with this. Maybe we can come up with something clever. So let's Let's just throw all of this inside of a function. Music's not too loud. Wait, here we go. Okay. We have our words. Then just go ahead and make this sort of bang. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have our different digits in their word form. This is tricky. Maybe my brain's just not wired for this at the second, but this is so I think the first thing I want to do is Python split on multiple. Word delimiter and delimiter string. I don't know if this is doing what I was thinking I wanted it to do. I don't think that. I'm trying to think of how could I split on all of the different numbers. But I need to keep the numbers. That probably won't help. Because I'm thinking like words are going to be, if there's digits in your strings, then the words will be separated by the digits. There might be more in pieces of it, but this is interesting. So yes, you want spaces, I know. Here, happy. So how do we? Because we can't split on the words, because we can possibly break up two words that need to not be broken. I can check to see. if I all first set. Let's set that. Yeah. If this is going to be really clunky. If number word for number word in number words. If number word is in item, then all numbers to add number word for digit and digits if string of digit and our word or our string yeah, that does what I'm expecting. So it grabs all of the thing. Oh, duh. Let's not use an unordered object. Let's use an ordered object. Man, my brain is just not working. So if I do it ordered, then, well, maybe not. No, that's not quite right. Because, darn. Almost had it. Okay. It's doing, because I'm ordering it based off of this order. Okay. Getting closer. So we're grabbing all of the possible instances of numbers appearing in our string. So here, this ABC123XYZ thing has the word 1, the word 3, and the digit 2. So we have all of the instances. You just have to figure out which one comes first and which one comes last. So I guess what we could do is we could, instead of doing that is numeric thing, we could say, yes. Okay, so we can salvage this code. So let's go back to the set, actually. Make this a set. Make you an add. Make you an add. Okay, cool. So then we can say... oh, let's see. How could we do this? We can't just increment the thing, though. I think this is... I need to scan through the string, but I have to scan the string and with like a sliding window. What if I used a window that was of width? The longest one of these, is it 5? Does any digit spelled out have more than 6 or more than 5 characters? 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Okay, so if we scan through, let's see. That might not. Well, because then this 2 and this 1 would be grabbed at the same time. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. This is taking me a whole lot longer than I wanted it to, but we're getting there. All right. So we need to somehow scan through the string, this sort of sliding window, but we need to make sure that it's not too big so that we don't capture two things at once. But we need it to be able to capture the larger words. So I could like scan through. No, I don't like that either. How do we do that? We have all of the entries. How do we know that this 2 and this first, the 9 is 5? This is tricky. Why am I so stuck? What if we... Okay, I've got an idea. What if we do this? Say all numbers going to be a dictionary, and we let me play with something for a second. I can do this. That'll print true. So how would I grab the index? I want the index of this first character. So if I had a if it was a list, I could grab like a with dot index or something. So find index of character in string. They're like a... So is there an index function? The text.index. So test.index 2. Print test.index 2. Perfect. Okay, great. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Okay, we're gonna take that. We're gonna make this a dictionary. In the dictionary, we're going to have all numbers. Let's see. So I'm gonna start doing what I'm thinking. What's the dictionary? Text equals, and then item dot index number word. The problem that I'm going to run into in a second is if there's a repeat. Let's see, what am I using here? String digit. Oh, what do we got going on here?
25 months feels appropriate for advent of code.
Aristotle, you were watching me struggle on day 1. Didn't think this part 2 would be so hard. How long have you been here? Welcome. Thank you very much for the 25 months. Are you just joining in? Okay. All right. Let me do something real quick, and then we'll fill you in. Thank you again for the 25-month resub. Let's see. Okay. So let's fill you in on what's going on. So, part 1. So we have strings. Had to sit through the whole ad. I'm so sorry. So we have strings, and the first part says find the first digit of the string, find the last digit of the string, concatenate them, and then add up all of the 2-digit numbers that you produce. That one wasn't too bad. I did it pretty naively. I just scanned through the string until I hit a digit, and then recorded that. God of Zeros, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Welcome in. And then I scanned backwards through the string, and when I hit the first digit, then I was like, okay, well, that's the last digit. Easy enough. And then part 2 is like, well, it's not just digits, but the actual English words of digits as well. You have to find the first instance of the word or digit and the last instance of the word or digit. So first code, kind of useless. And I have been struggling to figure out how to, it's clear to capture what words and digits go in the string, but what I'm having trouble with is getting the actual order. And what I've come up with just now, right before you joined in, was that I can record the index of the substring inside of the word. We have a hype train. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen one of those in a while. So I can grab the index of the substring of whatever it is I'm working with, and if I understand correctly, it gives me the starting index and the substring. And so that will give me the order, because then I can just store these in a dictionary, the string with starting index, and grab the smallest and the largest. The problem that I'm wondering is if there's a repeat. I don't want to override that information, because that could be possible. I need to make sure that it's the last one and not the any earlier one. So let's see. How could I do this? If number word in here, so this is saying that if the word has already been recovered, then the entry in the dictionary. So if it's already in the dictionary, if we've already seen it, well, can it show up? It can show up more than. Damn, this might not work actually. This might not work. Here, let's see what we have so far. So we have our numbers and stuff. Their starting index. Print the because this doesn't handle repeats. It only checks to see if it's in there once. Well, what does index do? If index, does index grab the last entry? Here, let's figure it out on our own. So test equals 2, 2. Then we can say test dot the first index. That's what I'm thinking. Print the damn thing. Yeah. So how would we get the last? I could reverse the string. That would be kind of silly, but it would work. Let's see. I want to make sure that because that would cover like for the first word or the first digit. I would guarantee that it there as the first. But what if it's the last? And in this case, I have the 2 2s. Like if I made this 2 3 2 or something, I would want this 2 to be known that it came after this 3. Reversing the string is really the only thing that's coming to mind right away. So let's there more clever way. Oh, I missed the type train. Oh well. Read the puzzle. See if there's. Yes, it doesn't say whether or not repetition could occur. And I'm sure it can. But I don't want to. I want to be pretty complete about this. Think. Just let's go to item dot index. How do I reverse a string? Let's reverse string dot reverse something. There's not a command for that. Surely's got to be a command for that. Can have 2 repetitions. Gotcha. Is there really not just a single command? There is no built-in function. I gotta use this messy thing. Item.index. Okay, so I want item nonsense dot index number word. Let's see. Number word -1. Oh, this is so ugly. I hate it. Okay. I don't know if this is doing what I want it to do, but we're let them cook. I can't believe I'm having this much trouble on the first day. You think this is ugly? I'll show you my solution tomorrow. Oh man. Let's see. Okay. So then if I read this, then the 2 comes first. And then Here, this tells you that the 9 comes last. I'm just trying to interpret all of this. 4 comes first, and the 7 comes last. Okay. Now let's grab, let's see. Python min key. In dictionary. I don't know if there's just a min function. So, first digit equals all numbers at min. Go away. What I want. Just prediction. Eat this. That's not what I was expecting. I want the value. Oh no, I want the key. I want the key, not the value. Crap. That's that. Oh man. I am tired. I should not be doing code this late at night. Okay, so the values are the things that I'm trying to do. So find minimum value in a dictionary. Very nice. I get the key corresponding. Oh, that was literally what I needed. Oh my goodness. It was just this. Duh. Duh, 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 duh. This gets that. Okay, cool, cool. First digit equals blah. Last digit equals blah. Copy. Paste. Paste. Item. Print. 2 and the 9, 8 and the 3, 1 and 3, 2 and the 4, 4 and the 2, 1 and the 4, 7 and 6. Okay. Seems to be working. Probably a bug in there somewhere, but fingers crossed it seems to be working. Now, the last thing we need to do is turn these into numbers. So if first digit is in number words, then first digit equals is it number words dot index first digit plus 1 to handle that off by 1 thing. If string. How's it going, butter? Let's make this a string. so we can concatenate. And then number equals first digit plus last digit. My solution is dumb. The second part is kicking my ass for no reason. It has no business kicking my ass as much as it is. It is disgusting. Nine is not in list. Oh. Why didn't you turn into an... I told you to do the thing. Let's see. Okay, let's slow down for a second. Why is so first digit, last. There we go. Okay. Is this the answer for the thing? It is. All right, moment of truth. Everyone cross your fingers. That looks an awfully lot like my last answer. Yes. Goodness gracious. Man, 53 minutes on day one solution. Oh man, I feel dirty. I feel like I need to go take a shower after that. That was bad. That was so bad. All right, let's put this into a function and then let's talk about my thought process. Do you also get tripped up by overlapping words? It's not that I got tripped up by it, it's that I knew that it was going to happen. I just wasn't sure how to deal with it just yet. So let's talk about my solution. Or let's first talk about the problem for a second, just for people that might not know exactly what the problem was. So the problem is that you have you've got a list of strings, and in these strings there contains words of numbers, like the word 2, TWO, so all of your digits 1 to 9, and then it also contains literal digits 1, 2, 3 up to 9. And the job is that you need to grab the first number, whether it's a word or a digit, and the last number in the string, whether it be a word or a digit, and then add or concatenate those two things together to get a 2-digit number. So here I have a 2 and a 9. I concatenate them to get a 29, and then just add it up for all of the strings. And so this was easy in the first part, because in the first part you only cared about the actual digits. You didn't care about words. And so my problem is in the first part, what I did is I just scanned through the string to say, oh, here's the first number, here's the last number, I'm good to go. I scanned forwards, I scanned backwards, no problem. But you can't do that with these words in the way that I was thinking for the first part, because the words have different lengths. They can overlap, like Butter mentioned, you know, the 8 and the 2, they overlap at the T and stuff. So let's talk about how I try to approach this. So I created a dictionary for all of the instances in which a number, whether it be word or digit, appeared in the string. So pardon my variable naming. So I said, okay, for each number word, the words 1, 2 up to 9, check to see, is it in the string? And if it is in the string, grab the index in which it is in the string. So it grabs the way that the index function works on strings and lists is that it gives you back the index of the first instance of which the thing appears. And since we're dealing with strings, it gives you the starting index. So if the string shows up at the very beginning, like this one, then it returns a 0. And that's fine and dandy and all. And that will give me the first instance in which, those things appear. And I have my first digit. Good to go, no problem. But how do we get the last digit? Well, the last digit, we did something gross. We said, okay, well, to get the last thing to appear, well, the last thing is going to be the first thing when the list or the string is in reverse order. So we took the string, reversed the order with this ugly string splicing thing that I found on Stack Exchange, and grabbed the first instance of the thing spelled backwards and the reversed string. So this gives me the last instance of the word or digit, and then did the same thing for, the actual digits. And then I grab the I actually don't need this minimum. Yeah, I do. So I grab the minimum. So this will give me the lowest index of all the possible words and numbers in there. So I grab the first one, and then I grab the lowest and the last digit, because remember it's in reverse order, so it's still the min. And then I, if I'm dealing with a word, the word 1, the word 2, the word 3, then I just use the fact that they're in my list in order to grab the actual number value. So grab the index, add 1 for 0-based indexing, concatenate them together, turn it into an integer, and then add it all up. So that's my solution. I hate it. It is gross, but it worked. And that's going to be all for day 1 of Advent to Code 2023. So that was fun. Picasso, yes, moi. Chef's kiss. All right.